introduce to you the man of the hour, Tony.
Hello and welcome back. At the gates, your host Tony, and I am coming to you from my final stadium that I have yet to visit, Marlins Park. It's not the final stadium that I've yet to catch a ball at. I still have 3 left after this, assuming that this goes according to plan. But this is the final one that I haven't been inside. It is so far looking pretty cool from the outside. Really low-key, laid back, and just digging the Miami vibes here. If I didn't say so already, it's Marlins Park. Welcome to Miami. And I'm here mighty early. It is 1:14 and the game is at 7:10. So I got a few hours. But I have some pretty good seats right behind home. All you can eat and drink. I'm guessing that I will be partaking more in the soft drink variety rather than the eating part. But who knows? They might have some vegan stuff in there. At least a salad bar or something. But I will be sitting in the Decks Club, and I'm hoping that they still have the whatchamacallit. Jeez, brain fart day. Hoping that they still have the aquariums there right behind home, because that would be pretty cool. And just go check out my YouTube channel, Baseball Road Tripper, because if they exist, you'll see it there. I've already been taking a lot of videos. I already visited 3 national parks down here in 3 days, so that was pretty cool. Got in on Friday, and then on Saturday went out to Dry Tortugas, followed by the Everglades on Sunday, and then Monday was Biscayne. And I got to tell you, I didn't have much really hyped up in my brain except that Dry Tortugas was going to be the best. And while I think it still is, it's also the most expensive. And I think if you're really going to want to find value, go to Biscayne. It is free, which is a lot better than the almost $200 that you have to spend in order to just take a boat ride out to Dry Tortugas. Even more if you want to get flown out there. But the free and close to Miami really helps Biscayne, and I think it was just a really nice, relaxing area to, just escape all the craziness that happens in town. And beyond that, I've hit up a few restaurants, of course, of the vegan variety. You'll probably see those in a video as well as 2 other record stores. The first one being Sweat Records, which had a lot of really good local stuff, and I picked up a good amount of that. And then the other one being Lucky Records, which was actually like a tiki bar type of eatery that had a small vinyl section in it, and it was just kind of a cool little vibe. Didn't find much there, but it was just kind of cool to see how a record store was attached to a regular business. Other than that, hung out on Miami Beach, a little bit on Key West, just the very touristy stuff, but things that I had never done before. This is my first time in Miami, and I gotta tell you, I haven't been impressed with Florida up until now, but this is more of the Florida that I had in mind. When I was a kid, I thought it was going to be bigger cities and more pretty, and the beaches were going to be cool, and it was going to be a whole cool thing. And there was a little bit of that when I went on the Daytona side or Fort Myers or other Tampa area, but it wasn't the Latin feel like you have down here. It wasn't the Keys feel. It was just okay. The rest of Florida that I've seen by driving through and all that, it's sketchy. But I would much rather go to Miami or the Keys than anywhere else that I've been in Florida. And it's actually a semi-decent place. That doesn't mean that I'll be trying to stay outside during the day, because I would die. But once it hits about 6 o'clock, when the sun starts to get a little bit lower, it's a lot more manageable. And when the sun goes down and you're on Miami Beach, the beach becomes dead, but South Beach area becomes something I've never witnessed. It wasn't all out mayhem, but it's what I would think that my idea of a tame night on Bourbon Street would be. It's definitely not Mardi Gras atmosphere. I can see where maybe during spring break it gets a little bit crazier in Miami or Miami Beach, but it was still cool to hear all the music, to see all the lights, to just take that in and not be overly hot. What have I learned from this trip? That it's cool to accomplish something that felt so out of reach for such a long time, but now that I've been to every stadium, it's crazy. I can't believe it. And I still have a few more things to do, but it's a lot more reflective at this point, and it feels, like I said, pretty sweet. This might be my last large baseball road trip. I mean, I have a few others lined up, but nothing as massive as this trip. It's more just going to baseball games and a lot more driving, not taking in nearly as much as I've done now. And I think I'm ready for that to kind of come to an end. Doesn't mean that I don't want to go to other baseball games. Doesn't mean that I don't want to go on road trips or flights or whatever, but I think the solo thing is meeting its end, and that's cool in its own way. Are there any tips, tricks, words of wisdom that I can give? I hate to bring it into something deeper than what it is, but at the same time, it is kind of a big deal, and I think the simplest answer that I can give you is find what makes you happy and then go for it. You don't have to do it forever. In fact, I would say that if you were healthy about it, you wouldn't really want to go all out nonstop. But I'm finally accomplishing a goal and then being able to bring it back down to a manageable and balanced sort of feeling, and it's pretty cool. So find what makes you happy and actually go out and do it. And then if there's a secondary thing, and I commented kind of about this on, of all people, Zach Hampel's blog, because, or not blog, but his YouTube channel, the video with Mike Trout giving him a bat. I told him how awesome it was to see someone doing something that they enjoy, and seeing just that basic joy in someone else doing the thing that they love. And then the second piece was supporting others who are doing things that they love in their life. It doesn't mean that you have to enjoy it. It doesn't even mean that you have to really be all that interested, but at the very least, let people do what makes them happy, as long as that isn't infringing upon someone else's happiness or rights or basic freedoms. If it comes to something like catching baseballs, it's not hurting anyone, and if they are hurting someone, mention that. But if you're doing it right, there's no one hurt. And in that instance, it doesn't have to be your thing. You don't even have to like baseball, but if someone is doing something that they love, be happy for them. And you know what? I'm sure that they would be happy for you doing something that you appreciate doing, even if it's something that, they don't really do or like. All right, I think that was enough of the heavy stuff. I wish I had some Q&As for myself, or would you rathers, or something clever and funny, but I think I'm all clevered out by some of my video footage. Actually, I'm finding that balance of adding some humor and giving a little bit of information, and it feels pretty good. I think I'm finally starting to realize my voice. It's not fully there. It's going to take me some time, but I had a few things that I was pretty happy about and that I spotted with my eye and turned into little clips, and maybe you'll enjoy it. I think the intro for this video is going to be pretty awesome. I don't think anyone else has done that, and if they have, I apologize, I haven't seen it, but great minds think alike, I guess. Alright, Caleb Smith is looking over me right now and towering over me, actually. It's kind of intimidating. Just to clarify, he's not actually there. It's his picture on a huge billboard on the parking ramp, the home plate parking ramp. But it's still a little bit creepy. I've killed all of not even 12 minutes. Dang it. I really wish that this would go quicker. It's not even 1:30. This does not bode well for me. Save me. I might need to go get something to drink at Subway. Maybe I'll talk more later if I find something that pops into my mind, or maybe I'll just talk once I'm inside the gates and in the stadium and in my sweet seats. Thanks for listening so far. Enjoy this ad-free, non-music break.